Good morning, beautiful souls. It's Beks Thompson here, and I have something really important to share with you, because right now and at any time in the planet, in your life, you can be thinking about the future, thinking about the past, and not fully present and peaceful and centered and calming yourself. And now more than ever, there is so much uncertainty that it's crucial that we try and find this place of unwavering peace, of unwavering certainty, of unwavering stability in ourselves. And yoga practice can really help us do that. The more intentional you are, as you know, with anything that you do, the more powerful it is. And so I want to show you at least 3 ways how the Earth Warrior pose in yoga can really help you find a peaceful, centered, and inner strength place so that you don't feel in the flux of your changing environment and perhaps other people in your environment, changing of circumstances, and how to also translate that into your everyday, because we can't always be standing in a yoga pose. So I hope I have this kind of set up quite well. It can pretty much see most of me. Let's not worry too much about that foot position. I'll just adjust this slightly. So if you have an opportunity right now to do this with me, I'm just going to tilt that just a little bit. Have a go at this and see how it feels for you. So for those of you that may or may not know, this is our Earth Warrior pose. If you can't quite see my feet, I wanted to make sure you could hear me. I've got heel to instep alignment, and my front knee is bent, knee stacked over the ankle, and my back leg is just turned in, about 60 degrees in, so that it's comfortable. Now this is Earth Warrior, shoulders above hips, arms out, and we gaze down the front arm. So what are some of the things that I see that are common mistakes, if you like, that take us out of the properties of the pose? So one of the things is people leaning forward. This is a really common one. So we always want to correct that. Why? Because we want to stay in our vertical core, in our vertical center, shoulders above hips, and want to stay anchored in our pelvic center, or what I call central core. Because this is what helps you prime yourself to know what feeling centered and feeling grounded and feeling in your body is. This is why this pose is so great for it. So if we allow ourselves to lean forward, we are falling, or you're falling into a pattern of leaning too much forward into your life. So that means that you are always living a little ahead of yourself, perhaps thinking always about what's going to happen, and that can create anxiety, overwhelm, and never really fully being and appreciating being in this moment. So that is 2 things right there that Earth Warrior really helps us to do, is to stay centered here in the pelvic space, in our central core, and through our spine in our vertical core, and not lean forward. So if you do yoga and you're not sure if you've been leaning forward, check out in the mirror, because our patterns are so strong that if you lean into your life and you know that you tend towards anxiety and overwhelm and do, chances are you might be leaning forward in this pose, because it's just how our body and mind works. And you can use this pose to train yourself to come back into your vertical core, into your central core here, which is where balance, stability, that's where it lies, in your body and in your mind. So that's the first thing. Now the next thing is, how much do you push in your life? Right? How much do you force yourself to do something and guilt yourself that you're not doing enough, and pressure yourself and overreach, right? With this pose, it can really teach us to soften and not force. One of the things that I see a lot is people forcing this back hip open, so they have to be really open through the hips. Yes, we want the front knee alignment, but people can strain and push that back hip open. It will arch their back, and they'll go into this kind of pose. So this pose can train you again to soften, to allow. The most important thing is your knee over the front 2 toes, and that can stay soft. And if this back leg and hip feel tense, watch for that and think, wow, do I push for expectations, outcomes, to be, you know, whatever it is in your life? And can you allow yourself, give yourself permission to soften? And you would do it in this pose by perhaps shortening your stride and allowing this back hip to roll in a little towards the other one. We don't have to force this open position. We can soften, particularly so that this front knee can stay soft and strong over your toes. So you can soften that back hip and just open the heart and allow this area to feel open. Because when we push in life, when we overstretch, when we force ourselves, that's when we can burn out. We lose our sense of center because we are pushing and stretching ourselves beyond capacity. Give yourself permission to do something well, but not to force yourself, not to push. And so this is the quality of what you do, not the quantity of what you do. And so that is the second thing, training you to be kinder to yourself. It's going to help you to stay centered. It's going to make you more effective in a more effortless way. And the last thing that I want to share with you today is this inner strength. So we are holding an open pose, this front leg is working, we're stretching the feet apart, we're pressing a little into the front foot to get really engaged and a strong foundation. The upper body then can float and stay really light. And so we are strengthening, if you like, or priming yourself to be able to hold presence, hold stability, hold your center physically, emotionally, mentally, no matter what is going on around you. Now, in the early stages of this pose, if you're someone who's new to yoga, you'll find your legs are going to get tired, maybe start shaking, and your arms are going to start to feel like your neck and shoulders are taking all of this load. So again, we can soften the arms, hands to shoulder, or bring hands to the heart, and then revisit. So again, be kind to yourself, building up your inner strength, that you can stay peaceful, stay grounded, stay centered, even when things get tough. Like a physical practice gets a little hard, gets a little difficult. Can you stay centered? Can you keep a steady breath? Can you not take tension up into the head, neck and shoulders? And can you stay light, open and easeful? And train yourself to do that and not push again beyond your edge, because if my legs start to get shaky or if I start to get everything's just too tense, then I just ease out, straighten my legs, take a breath in and out. Just drain out any tension and come back into the pose. So they are 3 ways, and there's many more, that Earth Warrior can really help you gain the inner strength, find and hold your peaceful center and stay grounded even in the doing. How can you translate that into your life when you're not doing that pose all the time? Well, you are priming yourself while you are on your mat to know what that feels like in your body. What does it feel like when you push too much or lean into something? What does it feel like when you force something too much and go for quantity or push rather than just the quality of where you're at in that moment? What does it feel like when you start to lose it and you start to waver and allow everything else around you, or you don't hold your voice, your truth, and you allow others to push you into things that don't feel right for you? That's how you can become aware and use the feelings that you've cultivated in your body and in your emotion, your energy through your practice, and bring them into your day. And there's a reminder, I know what this feels like in my body when I feel centered and I feel strong and I feel grounded, and right now I'm not feeling that. So let me just revisit that in my body. Once you have felt something in your body, you can pull that feeling in whenever you need to. You don't have to always be in the pose. The pose is your training. So you can pull it back in. What was that feeling again? That's right. A feeling of really centered, strong in my legs, light in my upper body. And you can bring that feeling in. You bring that in at any moment. And of course, if you're in the kitchen, or sometimes I'll even do it at the shops in a queue, or you're out on the beach, you can just pop in an Earth Warrior just to remind yourself, that's right, come back into center, come back into center. And 2 beautiful places to bring your awareness is, if I just step back a bit, is again into this pelvic center, which is your physical central core and center of gravity. Hug your awareness into here. And the second place is to hug your awareness into your spine. So you get this sense of symmetry and balance and inner strength, and a visual of your strong spine, your strong backbone. So you can hug awareness, pelvic center, hug awareness into your vertical core to really, again, emanate that feeling of I am centered, I am strong, I am present, I am clear, I am grounded. And as always, remember your sense of feeling of connection of your feet on the floor. So I hope that's giving you a deeper insight into Earth Warrior. I would love to hear any of your comments of how that felt to you as you practiced it, and maybe we're a little bit more curious about how your body is feeling in that pose, particularly if you're a regular yogi, rather than just popping yourself into a pose that you know is familiar and not really giving it the juice, the depth, and the deep intention. The depth of the intention, the stronger. And if you're interested in the way that we look at things here, then this is what our Be a Beacon program for women is all about. It's about priming you physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, cleaning up your environment so that you can be the best version of yourself, unwavering, so that you can live your highest life, your highest potential without your fears, your doubts, your health, your circumstances holding you back. Then that is what Be a Beacon is all about. We use yoga practices, different therapeutic, emotional practices, a whole lot of stuff that is a little hard to describe, but know that we are working with all of you and have an incredible community of women in our Be a Beacon program. So if you are someone who is on an awakening spiritual and personal development path, and you are someone who is wanting to really make some change in your life, you want better health, you want to step up and make a bigger impact, you want to get over some of the bindings of your past that your mind keeps going round and round in and seems to be limiting you, if they are some of the key things that you are interested in getting over with and stepping up in this next 6 months, in this next year, then reach out to me and find out more about our Be a Beacon program and the amazing community of women that we have in it. And I would love to arrange a chat to see what your needs are and see whether that would be a great fit for you. So do reach out. Have an amazing day. I'm going to set up now for the rest of our yoga class starting in half an hour. Have a great day, beautiful one.